Speaking of music, AI music has taken over the entire world. Have you heard these songs?
Yeah, the Drake shit.
Yeah, it's just
Drake
wild.
and the Weeknd joint is fire.
Yeah, the songs are great, but like it's kind of remarkable how quickly they've gotten good. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Travis Scott.
You know how women have been using like drag queen makeup, contouring and these types of things, or traditional drag queen makeup, and women kind of like have absorbed it. So women's makeup is making them look a little bit more trans, and then trans women, the surgery and shit is getting better, so they're kind of like meeting in the middle. I think that's what's happening and why the AI music sounds so good, because we're distorting people's normal voices with these like filters. So there's these audio filters. So a guy like Travis Scott is putting the auto-tune on, so it's changing his voice and making it more AI-able.
Have you heard AI Ariana Grande?
No.
She's not like a robotic singer. And I think Academics posted something.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is like when we went to, when we were in London, we like sang in this booth, and like they completely changed my voice, like to make it way better than it was. When we even did that opener up song, like I did not sound like it at all. They completely distorted my voice. They're doing that with all of our favorite artists, whether they can sing or not. They are changing them, manipulating them. So it's like, it's just getting closer to what a machine can do, and now they're meeting in the middle. If you compare, this would be the real test. You compare like Frank Sinatra with AI Frank Sinatra. Because that's the most pure version of it, because they didn't have all these tools to manipulate how the person sounds.
I'm fairly certain it would still be close.
Yeah.
Because again, Ariana, I've heard sing live at like SNL or something one time, and I was like,
she can sing.
Holy fuck.
Here's a song I just found. I've never heard it before. This is Frank Sinatra singing "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Okay.
Jesus. Get into it.
Not even close to Frank Sinatra. This sounds like Fred Astaire. Yeah, that is not even close. And there's a perfect example. And they just need more data, and they can eventually kind of figure it out. But Travis's voice is already AI, so it's easy to AI him. I think you can make Alex sound like Travis, or me sound like Travis, or you sound like Travis if you just put enough autotune on.
Yeah, I will say though, to Akaash's point, like some of the ones like I think Rihanna did a Beyonce song, and it sounds identical to Rihanna. Like again, it's machinified. Like Rihanna's voice is probably slightly machinified, but it still sounds.
If you play the, Academics posted an Ariana Drake cover, I think, and it's like, yo, this does not sound like a robot.
The thing, I think everybody's talking about it just because it's new tech and it's cool. It's like, oh shit, let's see how this person sounds singing somebody else's song. But at the end of the day,
no, they have them singing Bollywood, dude. They have them speaking a different language.
Wait,
nobody's gonna, I just think no one's gonna care. Like in 6 months, no one's gonna care, because no one can put out a song saying, hey, this is a Drake song, and make money off of it, because they're gonna get sued, and then this whole shit is gonna stop. So this is just a cool little thing that we all care about now, but I don't think it's really gonna be a thing.
Will they create remixes? You know how we enjoy remixes? DJs come out and they make these illegal remixes where they blend different songs together.
Yeah.
Will they start doing that with famous rappers' voices or famous singers' voices? And if they're great, we like a great song. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
The moment that person puts it out for sale, then the record label's just...
But that's the thing, you don't need to put it out for sale.
Yeah.
Like it can just exist on the internet and then become the new coolest thing, and it's almost like...
People don't sell music that much anymore.
And all these TikTok songs also like...
Streaming sites, once it's on a streamer, you're profiting off it.
Yeah, you can, but let's say that they're not profiting on it. It's just a popular thing to use. Just a video that we like.
So then it helps the artist. Now it's just another banger for that artist, and the artist didn't have to do any work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same thing that DJs are doing now already.
But like there's a
a
weird copyright loophole where like if you do an impression of someone's voice exactly, they don't get royalties for it. You know what I mean? So like if
parody law, isn't it? Like you're allowed to parody
it's an
anything,
imitation.
so.
Like if you're able to do a perfect Drake accent,
Weird Al Yankovic.
and then you cover like a Rihanna song as Drake, and you can do a perfect accent, he doesn't get a cut of you doing a cover that sounds like him. You know what I mean? Or like any of these bands that sound like other artists, like they don't get a cut of it. So if you could release a song that has a feature from unknown Canadian rapper, and it's like, and if people will come up with pseudonyms for all of these rappers, like Canadian artists featuring on my song, and it sounds exactly like Drake putting a fire verse on your track, is that Drake, and is he entitled to compensation?
It's just more work for lawyers.
And I don't think people are gonna like the song.
This
Once
is what
we
it
know
is.
that's good, AI is gonna be like, it sounds dope, but it's
I
still
don't think
not.
so.
I don't think that's
This has already been solved in film. So you have the CGI rights to your face.
That's what it'll
And you
happen.
can license your CGI rights. So like, what is the guy's name?
Bruce Willis, I think.
Bruce Willis, yeah. So Bruce Willis licenses CGI rights. And there are other people who
That's
knew that they
becoming
were
really
gonna
useful
die.
for him now.
Yeah, big time, big time. But for real, but think about it also with like people who are part of existing franchises when they know that they're probably going to die.
Harrison
it's like
Ford
you
is
wouldn't
doing
even need to flip out Dumbledore if you know you could do it, right? So Harrison Ford.
He's
exactly.
doing a movie where he's aged down, and he said this is the first time it seemed realistic, so he signed on to do it. But he's playing like a guy in his 50s or whatever.
Yeah. So I think they'll just do the same thing with your voice. And we know if it's fucking Drake's voice, and they'll find some way where it's like has to be within 5 percentage points of authentic. And
But that's if they pass a law. Do they have a law that like inhibits you from
they
using
will
someone's
have to
voice?
pass
They will have.
they will once what happens what Alex is talking about. Once it
Right.
becomes profitable.
Right.
Once there's money involved, they're gonna find a way to get their money, and they deserve it.
The problem that's coming with AI is that it's moving so quickly. I was reading something about this the other week, that because laws take so long to get passed, by the time laws are passed on AI,
There's a
AI
new-
will be so much further ahead, and then they'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
So law isn't going to be able to keep up with the rate of AI, and that's like a big ethical problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they could theoretically, we
all
would
tech.
probably have to do the same thing for this pod, for our stand-up, whatever. There's an AI Joe Rogan experience. It isn't great yet, but it's
not there yet.
But the point is, and they say this at the beginning, this is to show how AI will improve. It's just going to get better and better. But episode 1 wasn't great. By episode 1,000, 3 years from now,
Yeah.
that shit could be crazy.
Exactly.
I think they're quite a way off on jokes, and the reason I think that is, so a friend of mine is called Rebecca. She put into ChatGPT and said, write me a joke in the style of Adam Rowe.
Yeah.
Now, they know when you're a comedian and when you're not, because she also put, write me a joke in the style of Rebecca, and then her surname, and it said, I apologise, I'm not aware of a comedian named Rebecca, so it knows who is and who isn't. But for me, and you've got to understand how offensive this was, because this is a robot that has took every bit of information I've ever put on the internet, and this is the perfect amalgamation it's come up with. It's like, this is something he would say. I told my girlfriend I wanted to spice up our relationship, so she bought me a paprika shaker. I said I meant role play, and now every time we have sex, she dresses up as a chicken tikka masala. That is the internet putting my entire body of work into 2 sentences.
And you're reading about this thing, it's like the smartest brain ever. It is the perfect brain. It is a genius machine. And you're like,
In
what?
fact, this is what he'd say.
They chose the right setup though. Because that was the joke that I saw from you that I was like, yeah, you should definitely open when I was in London.
Oh,
It was just the other way
strap-on
around.
joke? Yeah.
The strap-on joke. But it was so funny. But yeah, they had me on the setup. But then the fucking those Pacos, man, with their curries, man, they always get in the way.